Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Go away. Go away. I'm busy. So we're back. We're back again. There was some sadness in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, which we'll get to. Um, but our thoughts and prayers go out to Judge Fleischer and his family. Um, we got some clips from Ohio, Indiana, and I think Ohio. We don't have any from Georgia today, but that's all right. We'll get some. We'll get some from Georgia. I love their accents. So when I don't get a clip from them, so they had some trials today some dockets today, but like they were only 3 minutes long, and I didn't get it in time. So we go to Ohio, where this Judge Teepee is growing on me. Not Teepee, Tep, Judge Tep, or should we just call him Teepee? I think we should just call him Teepee. Let's start with one guy who wants to speak to Judge Tep. Not a good idea. Or Judge Oda. Where is he? Did I grab the wrong clip? I just grabbed the wrong clip. There he is. I don't know why I grabbed the wrong clip. If this is too low, I'm going to have to grab the other clip. Let's see if we can hear him.
All right, this is
Nope,
the case
can't
of the
hear.
State of Ohio versus Trey Burton.
We can't hear. I got to grab the other clip. This is me being a professional. It's my day off, guys. I lounged around all day, did nothing. There we go.
All right, which one are we doing first, Mr. Washington?
Either or, Judge.
Who are you sitting with?
So the sound was so low on this one, I did bump it up, but it's still a little too low. So the captions are up there. I'm sorry if they're annoying.
This is Trey Burton.
All right, this is the case of the State of Ohio versus Trey Burton, 24 CR 41607. Present before the court is Mr. Burton, represented by Mr. Washington, and we have Ms. Channer from the prosecutor's office. You're fine at council table, doesn't matter to me.
I'm sorry. Okay, Judge.
We are here today for sentencing. So everybody had the opportunity to review the PSI.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
We have 116 days of jail time credits. That sound right to everybody?
Yes.
Correct.
Ms. Channer, anything from the state?
Nothing further.
Mr. Washington?
Judge, Trey's 31 years old. He's been very reflective about his life and what he's done. And we do appreciate the state's consideration of having this matter resolved the way it is. I mean, as he was charged, he was looking at mandatory time. Since he's been incarcerated, he's gotten onto a regular regimen with his mental health medication, which I think has stabilized him quite a bit. He wants to move forward and continue down the path toward recovery. I have discussed with him our discussions in chambers, and he recognizes that.
Problem, Mr. Burton?
No, I just wanted to ask that if I have an opportunity, I'd like to speak before you sentence me.
You will get the opportunity to speak.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Washington.
And I think from the beginning, when I began to represent him up to now, I've seen a significant change in his disposition and his demeanor. So I'd ask the court to impose. I know the court intends to impose a prison sentence of 36 months, but I also believe that the Trey would benefit from getting involved in some treatment programs as well. So I'd ask the court to impose a sentence we discussed in chambers.
What do you want to tell me, Mr. Burton?
Can I stand?
If you want to.
Your Honor, every time I've ever stood in front of a judge, I've never had the ability to really accept the responsibility for my actions. So I want to apologize to society first. Second, I want to apologize to my mother and my youngest brother for dragging them through this, and for myself last, because I keep putting myself in these situations. Your Honor,
Are you the one that sent me the letter? Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict with 5 mental health disorders. When I'm not on my medication and I'm on drugs and alcohol, I have no conscience to accept responsibility for no actions, and I have no conscience for consequence. The past 116 days that I've been incarcerated, I've done nothing but pay attention to all the signs and triggers that I know I have to pay attention to in order to be a productive member of society. I've spent 100 straight days in programming, Monday through Friday. I've completed drug and alcohol class 3 times. I've been to every single life skill class 14 weeks in a row. I understand that you're in favor of sending me to the penitentiary, and I respect it 100%. Your Honor, I'm asking for an opportunity to change my life because I deserve an opportunity. I believe I deserve an opportunity because I'm not a lost cause. I'm not dumb by any means. I've had a hard life, and I put myself in positions to lose, and I want to put myself in a position to win. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to beg you. I just want to put a couple facts in front of you. The fact that, one, I'm already trained my mind and routine my mind into doing programming. I'm a person that moves off routine. When my routine changes and I don't have any help, I make mistakes, Your Honor. The main reason why I don't want to go back to the penitentiary is because that's where I seen heroin for the first time. That's where I seen methamphetamines for the first time. That's where I seen Suboxone the first time. And that's where I became an alcoholic, is in the penitentiary. I've done 12 years. It's not helped me, not one bit. Only thing I've ever done is put them two people in terrible positions to have to worry about me. My mom's having a major surgery tomorrow. She don't need to be worried about me. And it's not nobody's fault but mine. I respect whatever sentence you give me here today, but I would appreciate it if you would give me one chance. Suspend my sentence, please, and send me to this program, and I will not let you down by any means. I know what I got coming if I mess up. I accept responsibility for my actions, and I know what I got coming, but I know I'm not going to mess up. I'm on my medication, and I'm focused, and I'm ready. Please, please consider giving me one chance. I know if I mess up, I know what I got coming. You don't got to give me no jail time credit. The time that I've done, I consider that as a gift because it taught me a lot. I've been meeting with mental health every single day. Every time that I'm available to meet with mental health, I'm with mental health. I'm with peer support. I'm making plans for my future. I've never planned for the future. I need an opportunity to change, and prison is not going to change me. Even if you do give me a year and say I can come back for judicial, it's a chance I might not make it. Not because I'm not willing, but if somebody else could put themselves in my path and change what I got going on. Somebody could hurt me. I can't defend myself, sir. I've been shot in my shoulder and both sides of my spine. I can't defend myself. I'm tired of the gangs. I'm tired of the drugs. I want to change my life because I don't want something to happen to my mom and I'll be in the penitentiary for that. I don't want to do that to her. My little brother, he's got high expectations for me. I failed him every time. I didn't get to see him graduate. I didn't get to see him play football. I didn't get to see him wrestle. By the grace of God, I got to see him get engaged to his fiance. And by the grace of God, his wedding is September 19th of 2025. And I want to be there. I want to be there to support my brother. I want to be there to support my mother and my family. And I want to get my life together. I want to go back to school and I really want to change. Your Honor, I need a program. Prison is not going to help me at all. 12 years made me worse every single day. And I apologize for rambling, and I thank everybody for being here today. Thank you, Ms. Trainer. Thank you, guys.
So here's the thing, Mr. Burton.
Here's the thing, Mr. Burton. Mr. Burton, nobody believes you, but it was a very nice speech. It was very well written. You did a really good job delivering it.
Sometimes it's not about helping you, and it's just not. And that's a harsh reality for some folks to deal with. But this is not a drug possession case. This is a drug trafficking case. And you also have a history with me of drug trafficking. So I can't put you on probation with the idea that you're going to do better. that is an insult to everybody who comes before me wanting an opportunity. And I give them that opportunity and they take advantage of that opportunity. I just can't do that. Opportunity, though, means different things to different people. And there is an opportunity that is built into this case, which would mean that you would go to prison for a period of 36 months. And I would release you after a year into a community-based corrections facility. That's the treatment program that you're talking about. It's an inpatient treatment program, someplace with a lock on the door. But there is a punishment element to this case that cannot be ignored. And that punishment element has to come first. Now, I do have a concern, though, based upon two things. Number one, what you told me today. And number two, that I reviewed your PSI, is I'm very concerned, Mr. Burton, that you can't behave yourself while you're in the institution and that we are setting you up for failure. And if you would have pled guilty to the indictment, you would have received 2 years of mandatory time. And I'm not going to give you 24 months. I'm going to give you 36 months, which means if you can't behave yourself while you're in prison, that opportunity is going to mean that you're in prison for an extra year. Do you understand that?
Sir.
All right. I am going to impose a 36-month prison sentence. This includes the post-release control that we talked about back at the last hearing. I find it indigent for the purposes of fines and costs. We have 116 days of jail time credit. After you've served a year, that includes the 116 days, Mr. Burton. If you behave yourself in the institution, I'll release you and give you your opportunity. But you need to do your part. Is there anything else we need to do? Anything I forgot?
No, sir.
No, Judge.
So if he would have pled, he would have got 2 years. Now he has 3 years. But if he's good, after 1 year, he goes into community corrections where, you're still locked up. Is he going to be good? Hell no. Tammy, I'm so sorry. If you need to talk, come into Discord. I know you're going to see this on replay. Come into Discord. Okay. That was Judge Oda, not Judge Tep. Boy, I know my judges. I know my judges like I know my clips. Get your box of tissues out, guys. Hi, another Smith. Get your box of tissues out. This is so sad.
That's fine. Do
Judge
you want this on the
Peeler.
record, Mr. Hebling?
I'm sorry, Judge, I couldn't.
Do you want this on the record? Do you want this?
I don't, well, there is one part I think we may need to put on the record. I'm changing the
Okay, that's a
volume.
yes. Okay.
Something here. Okay. There we go. There's two issues, Judge, I was discussing with the prosecutor. The need, I made an inquiry for some additional evidence. The alleged victim is in here under the case, if you will, but she happens to be his fiance. She has some bills. His name is on the residence, so that was his residence that he's charged with the burglary. My client is also a diabetic, and he's been having some issues in the jail with his diabetes medicine, I know. And I don't have a formal motion, Judge, but we'd like to see if we could at least have the no contact order with regard to her so he can coordinate certain things that I need him to coordinate. And she's willing to talk to him. She does not want the stay away order at all. So
there's still currently a valid civil protection order.
And that's gonna be dropped. I had to withdraw my motion for that because I have cancer and I'm dying. I had surgery the day that I was supposed to go to court. That's the only reason why it was withdrawn.
Mr. View, what are from the state's perspective, what's happening here?
Your Honor, victims sought a civil protection order that she and the defendant were residing at the residence. She's still married to another individual, and they were separated. She had been residing at the residence with the defendant. He was forced to leave the area. They had separated about 10 days prior. She sought a civil protection order because he kept coming by the house and making threats about the other individual sitting in the driveway and making threatening statements. So ultimately, he was excluded from the property. Her husband returned to the property to assist her with taking care of the children because of her medical condition. The defendant broke into the residence through a window. The victim and individual woke up to him in the bedroom with them. Her husband drew a firearm on him, and then they essentially went out to the garage. He was found in the residence in the attached garage at the time they arrived. So the burglary relates to forcing entry into a residence where he had been legally excluded.
And she indicated it was his residence.
He was not on the lease. She's the leaseholder.
Okay, I see.
But it sounds as though he had previously resided. Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, my understanding is he is on the lease. And
Okay.
that's the evidence I've asked for. She could not put her hands on a copy of it. So I've written to the physician who owns the property, and I just haven't heard back from him yet.
Okay, ma'am, is she the victim?
Before we get into her crazy, hey, guess who was first in Judge Fleischer's courtroom yesterday? This girl. Oh, wait. No, I wasn't. It was Letus. Good job, Letus. Bossy, you were the day before.
In the case?
Yes. I mean, by under the statute, yes.
Ma'am, do you mind coming up to the podium?
Yes, sir. Sorry, hold on.
You've been designated as the victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want to say?
Yes. There's so much I want to say. I don't know where to start. There was a CPO. There was. I don't think the way, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I don't think the way that he's putting it out to be, he's making it sound a lot worse than it was. And a lot of it is my fault, and I own that. We were going through a lot. We had just moved into a new home. I do have a terminal illness. I have 4 daughters. And at the time, I was still dealing with the separation and all of that. He was well aware of that. This man is not what he's portraying out to be.
I don't want you talking about what someone else is doing. Just tell me what your position is, Ms. Mann.
My position is, yes, his name was on the lease. I happen to have a utility bill that's actually in his name. I've been paying on that. I had the rental application, but I can get him the lease if he needs it. And I know it sounds bad, but I had been, while the CPO was in place, I went into kidney failure and I was in the ICU. Unfortunately, when that happened, my family, who I do not have a relationship with, they were calling the shots when it came to my 4 minor daughters. Now, my 2 17 and almost 16-year-old daughters that are here today, they were in the home. He came in because I had just gotten out of the hospital. I understand him coming into the house during the time of a protection order wasn't the right idea, but burglarizing or anything like that, that is just way far-fetched. And that's why I keep referring to myself as not being the victim. I'm not a victim. My children adore him. My children love him. That's why we're here to support him today. I don't want this. I don't know what else I need to do, but I'm standing firm on it. And I feel like every time I'm standing firm on it and there's a meeting, I feel like I'm getting backlash. And that's why I'm upset. I don't want this to be dragged out and my last memory be with him, that he's in prison because of me. And I'm not at all trying to make the court feel bad for me. The people in this room that know me, they know my outcome. And my outcome's not long, and I accept that. But he took care of me. He took care of my children when at the time my husband didn't. He took me to my surgery, to chemotherapy. He held my hand through it all. And yes, we were so stressed out at the time of everything because of what I was going through with my ex at the time. So beyond stressed out, we were working our butts off. He was providing not just for me, but for 4 children that weren't even his. And I don't want to see this happen to him, and I've stated that. And I don't want to. I don't want to keep going through court hearings because at this point I feel like, what's the point? I want to give up. He was my rock. My children are my rock. They'll tell you about him. My daughter spoke with the prosecutor and things like that. And she said the same thing. Nobody is scared of him. Nobody is afraid of him. And he does not deserve this. And I don't know what else I can say to you or the courts or anybody to make them understand that this isn't right. This is a man who had no help, no family, and who proved everybody wrong. He was institutionalized from Florida. He had nobody, and he came up to Ohio at the end of November or December, and from December has held a full-time job, paid bills, building his credit, got a house, has stayed on top of paying his court fines. And I'll be the first to say, yes,
My guess is she's a little dramatic and called the police one night. I don't think he beat her. I don't know. I wasn't there. None of us were there. That's just what I think.
Were there arguments? Absolutely there was. Was there stress? Absolutely. And I guess you could say a little extra. So it was a lot. I was moving out of a home. I had 4 kids. I had my ex's daughter who wasn't mine, and he wasn't taking care of her at the time. But he sure was. He was taking my children to and from work. He was, like I said, he held my hand through surgeries and chemotherapy, and he did all of that with no support except for me and my daughters.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that it got to a court level, and I'm sorry that it seems like maybe I'm backpedaling or whatever, but I just feel like this has been dragged out, and I've been told one thing and then another, and then I'll talk to you about I'm here to say, please understand from the bottom of my heart that this is a good man. He is a good citizen. He is a good stepfather. I love him dearly. And that's never going to stop, no matter what the prosecution or the state wants. It's never going to stop.
Okay. I want to make sure, first of all, you've had a chance to say everything you want to say. I don't need
Please ignore any background noise.
you to repeat yourself. I remember what you've already said. But if you feel you've had a fair chance to say what you want to say, then I'll say a couple of things.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. The charge has been filed.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure the state's going to take your position into consideration.
But they're not.
This is a pretrial. It's not the trial. Most of what you're saying is something that will be relevant at trial, and he's entitled to a speedy trial.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
today, his attorney, who has his best interest at heart, is asking for some additional time.
Absolutely.
So we can get he can get some paperwork.
Yes, sir.
I know this sounds like I haven't been listening to you, but I have to ask this question when I consider bond.
Yes.
Are you in fear for your safety?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And my children were also here to testify that they absolutely are not. They were at the house that night as well when they.
Okay, you've answered my question.
Yes, sir.
Mr. View, what?
Your Honor, he has a parole holder from out of Florida for robbery with a firearm offense. He's on parole. So if he were to be released on bond, he would be extradited back to Florida.
Okay. And if he's not released on bond, we need to have a trial pretty soon.
If we can't come to some sort of resolution, then yes.
Okay.
Just for the court's record, Ms. Kennard and we did meet with her, as well as her husband, who's also a victim in the case, and got their input related to the charges.
Her
and
husband
how
is
to
also a
approach
victim.
that. And we had a lot of discussion around what she would like to see happen with the case and some of the concerns related to the facts related to the case. So we have had a pretty full discussion of those things. I offered to also meet with her after the hearing today if there were other reasons she wanted to meet to talk about.
Okay. I'm sorry, is that all, Mr. View? Okay, ma'am, if you will listen to me for a moment. This case was indicted by the grand jury.
Yes, sir.
That just means there's probable cause.
Yes, sir.
I know the prosecutors well enough to know that it's not their goal to punish you in this matter and to make life tough for you. Sounds like they're having the discussions they need to have, and then we'll set it for trial just in case nothing gets worked out. And if something gets worked out, then good. Sounds like he may have some problems in Florida. That's beyond our control. So we're going to set Mr. Hebling, get a trial date. If you pick the date that will work with your schedule. And if you need to be getting documents in the interim, go ahead and do that. But
I can get those.
okay.
Whatever you
It's
need.
one document in particular I wanted, and I maybe inquire on that.
Okay, now did you hear what the prosecutor said? If he's released, there's a parole holder for him.
I understand that. I've
Okay.
spoken to parole.
So
Yes.
he's probably better off just staying here until we get this resolved.
I want to make sure he's okay, and I know he's not.
He's okay in the jail.
I mean, he's got medical issues as well.
Okay, well,
I mean, I understand. And the only other thing I ask is if there's going to be a trial, if I can have ample time. I have several other surgeries coming up in the next few weeks.
Okay.
So,
give
but
him-
I won't miss a court date no matter
Okay.
what.
She can be a part of setting the trial date.
Okay,
If you could go down to see Bethany
sure.
and get a date, let's just get this matter resolved.
Your Honor, would it be possible for the court though to lift that no contact order that?
Is it a condition that we set?
Just be aware that protection order is still valid. So there was a date set for.
I will
it,
go
Excuse
and
me,
file.
ma'am. Yeah, please. Go ahead, Travis.
And she has been in contact with Ms. Kennard pretty regularly leading up to our meeting. And it indicated that she was receiving threats from the defendant's friends, and she made the decision not to withdraw it based upon that. So I understand what she's told the court today. I want the court to understand that she has given us contrary information related to some of those things.
Okay.
So
Is the husband also a protected party?
I don't believe he is on that. It is her and her 4 children.
No, he's not on that.
So you can request that be withdrawn if that's your desire.
Yes, sir. I had already done that, and then the court date fell on a date that I had to have surgery.
So
So
now
I
it's
had to withdraw
rescheduled.
my motion and then withdraw my motion to
Okay.
have that lifted. 'cause
So what's the status of it now?
In the courthouse that day. I mean, she was here present at the courthouse that day.
Not on the 10th. I spoke with,
Okay, I have a question.
yes, sir.
Are you going to file another request to dismiss the,
Yes, I will do that right now.
okay, that's what you should do, I think.
Yes.
And then that can be addressed, and that'll just be one thing that's cleaned up here.
Okay.
In the meantime, the no contact order from this court, based on her request today, is withdrawn.
So does that mean when I withdraw my own, there is none?
Well, I'm assuming there are no others.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
Am I allowed to get my documentation back from you?
Of course. John, Pam is off.
Just think of it as a bonus. You just got 2 whole cases for the price of 1, and you don't even know it. But, somewhere in the back of your brain, you heard that whole other court case. Yep. I can't tell when there's 2 on sometimes because I have multiple devices playing. So I didn't realize there were 2 tabs playing on that when I was recording it. I just didn't realize. But I realize now, guys. I realize now my mistake. Okay, this is a DUI. With an interpreter. But this is a little bit extra.
Yes, if you give
California.
you an offer on
Yeah.
that. So.
Yeah. That's why I need to do the research on that.
All right, I'll call the case of the people of the state of California versus Faustino Martinez. Mr. Martinez is being assisted by the Spanish language interpreter, Mr. Blanco, who's a certified interpreter of Spanish and English. He has an oath on file, and his certification number is 3016. Is it 88?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Castleton is representing Mr. Martinez, and Mr. Jacob is here for the people. What's the request for Mr. Martinez?
Your Honor, we're requesting that Mr. Martinez be released today on his own recognizance. It's on for bail review, and he is unable to afford any amount of bail. He has no prior criminal history. He lives in Atwater, which is not far from here. It's in Merced County, just south of here. He works at a company, AB Thomas Packaging, but doesn't make enough to afford any amount of bail, just really has enough to pay for living costs. He also helps take care of his mother and pays for a number of her needs. As a less restrictive means to ensure the safety of the public as well as to ensure Mr. Martinez's appearance in future court dates, he is willing to abide by certain terms. He's willing to attend weekly AA meetings and show proof to the court of his attendance each hearing. He would be willing to abstain from all alcohol and also stay away from liquor stores and bars, as well as submit himself to search and seizure for alcohol. And because of his lack of criminal history, we are again requesting that he be released today.
Your client is 23 years old.
Born in 2001, so yes.
His employment is full-time.
Good question, Your Honor. I don't know. Are you? A week? So Monday through Friday, every day you work about 9 hours?
Yes.
Okay, it sounds like it's full-time, Your Honor. Works about 8 to 9 hours a day.
Mr. Jacob, can you give me an idea of what the underlying facts are that support these allegations?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant ran a stop sign and collided with a vehicle, ran a red light, collided with a vehicle and fled the scene. The victim of that first crash has injuries and went to Emmanuel Medical Center, and we are still waiting to get medical records back from that, but as was described as a discoloration and swelling of the victim's left forearm. About 30 minutes later, while still under the influence of alcohol, he ran a stop sign and collided with a second vehicle. The victim in that had an abrasion and pain to their left leg. He performed poorly on his FSTs, and the debreathalyzed.
Drunk, got in an accident, hurt somebody. Fled in the car, like hit and run. 30 minutes later, which means he's still driving 30 minutes later. He didn't just like go home. 30 minutes later, he smacks into someone else.
Of a 0.17, 0.16.
When you say he fled in the vehicle, not on foot,
Yes.
and was involved in a second
Hit
accident.
and run, and then 30 minutes later was involved in a second accident.
What was the results of the on-scene breathalyzer?
A 0.17/0.16 blood alcohol.
Does your client live on his own or with family?
He lives, if I could ask, Your Honor.
You live with family or by yourself?
He lives with his brother, and that's in Atwater. And he also helps, as I stated before, takes care of his mother who lives in Merced, which are about 10 minutes apart. Those two towns. But he financially assists her.
All right. Mr. Martinez has not submitted a financial declaration, but I'm accepting counsel's representations about his ability to pay. If he's working full-time, living with family members, he should be able to afford some type of bail. Because he lives out of county and has limited contacts with this county other than the current charges, I'm not comfortable releasing him on his own recognizance. But I am willing to reduce his bail to an amount that seems to me that he should be able to afford. I'm going to reduce his bail to $10,000 with conditions. Condition number 1, you must abstain from the use of alcohol. That means you cannot drink any alcohol whatsoever. You understand that, Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Do not go to or be near any place of business where the primary item is alcohol served for consumption on the premises. That means if someone is serving alcohol to drink there, you cannot go there. No bars, no lounges, no liquor stores. You can go to the grocery store, even though they sell liquor, but you cannot purchase alcohol. You are released on bail. You're ordered to attend 1 Alcoholics Anonymous meeting per week as a condition of your release on reduced bail. And you must bring proof every time. Don't drive any motor vehicle unless you have a proper license and are insured. Submit your person, your vehicle, any property under your control, and your residence to search for alcohol. On those terms, would he like to schedule this matter for prelim without a time waiver or with?
Yes, Your Honor.
He was arraigned on July 16th. I get Tuesday, July 30th as the 10th day. Tuesday, July 30th. And we'll set the matter on Monday, July 29th, the 9th day, 8:30, Department 7. What's the time estimate?
Half hour to 45 minutes.
It will say 45 minutes. Mr. Martinez, if you post bail, you still have to be here next Monday. Department, courtroom number 7. Next Monday is July 29th. Bail is reduced to $10,000 on those conditions.
Not a PR, $10,000. $10,000 to get out. So this one we're gonna fake a little bit. So I recorded Judge Fleischer like I always do, but there was no audio for some reason. So we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, right from his site. It's not my day, is it, guys? You have these days. So I'm not sure what happened. All I know is the way he's dressed today because he needs to go to a funeral. I don't know who. I don't think it was like his wife or his children. I didn't get that. Linus, did he say who it was? I don't think he said who it was. No, I'm gonna play it right from YouTube instead of my recording. So we will be able to hear it. See, watch. And there we go. Not able to hear it. Not my day, guys.
So Garza,
Here we go.
you said Vital or?
Kevin, Judge. I'm sorry, Your Honor?
No. The other two are Locklear and Vital, right?
Yes, this is Vital.
Vital.
I'm here on Locklear, Your Honor.
You want to bring them up? Okay. You mind bringing them up?
Sure.
So Victoria, this is the
Sure, yes.
co-defendant.
We have Garza, Vital, and Locklear, all three.
Come on up, guys.
Who else can actually picture him in a robe now? I mean, like clearly see it.
All right, so you're Kevin Garza, Mr. Garza, and Mr. Vital, and Mr. Locklear. All of you guys are charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Garza and Locklear were.
Guys, is there a lot of racing where you are? Because I've never seen racing in Lancaster. I mean, I'm not gonna say I know there's absolutely no racing in Lancaster. I'm sure there's racing, but this is happening all of the time. They're in here as much as DUIs. I've never seen an issue where I live, and this is just crazy for me. And remember the time where he said there was like 100 cars in the parking lot, and the one guy was doing donuts, and one of the spectators got run over by the donut. Lori, where do you live? Where do you live? That Okay, Michigan, they see racing. So Detroit, Michigan. So Michigan and Texas. I think that's crazy.
Were stopped by the same officer, so I'm going to do them first and then move to.
Sure, okay.
On July 14th, 2024, undercover officers observed a white Audi and a white Chevrolet Camaro engage in a rolling dragging race by slowing down at approximately 8750 West Park Tollway in Harris County to 30 miles per hour in a 65 zone and accelerate to approximately 140 miles per hour in a
140. Which one did 140?
This one was Locklear and Garza in the rolling drag race. A marked patrol vehicle conducted a traffic stop on the vehicles, and defendant Carson Locklear was the driver of the Chevy Camaro, and defendant Kevin Garza was the driver of the car. Both defendants stated they got pulled over and admitted to racing each other on West Park Tollway. And then moving to Vital. On July 14th, deputies conducted a traffic stop on a red 2011 BMW M3 for racing on the highway. Prior to the traffic stop, undercover deputies observed 3 suspect vehicles, the red 2011 BMW M3 and the white Chevy Camaro SS and the Audi RS5 traveling side by side eastbound on West Park Tollway, maintaining a speed of 60 miles per hour while side by side, and then kept their vehicles aligned to begin the drag race. All 3 vehicles then simultaneously accelerated to speeds well over 120 miles per hour in the drag race competition to outdistance and outgain each other. The posted speed limit was 65, and deputies conducted a traffic stop on the red BMW M3, and the driver was Rafael Vital, the defendant.
$140 miles an hour. I am done with all of you, and I'm now taking away each of your privileges to drive. And if I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every single time that you drive. Do you understand? I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care where you're going. I don't care if you're hauling baby cats to a damn funeral. What your excuse is. If I find that you drive for any reason, each of you will be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. Each time you drive, it's an offense in and of itself, punishable by 6 months in jail, and I can stack it. Do you understand? Mr. Vital, this is your second racing case. I swear to you on everything that's holy, if you get in a car behind the wheel for any reason, there will be HE double hockey sticks to pay. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you not to smoke weed, consume alcohol, and I'm sending you now for a drug test. Do you understand? Tracy, he goes down now. Both of you now, you other two, if I find that you drive, for any reason, I will lose my shice. And I'm telling you now, our jails are crowded, but they're not so crowded to have you. And I'm going to tell you another thing. The legislature's made it very easy for district attorneys across the state of Texas to take cars from individuals who continue to do this. I'm surprised, Pavel, did they seize your car, Mr. Vital? I'm very surprised that they haven't done that. And I will be equally surprised if they don't. But get ready. Each of you will come up here, sign this promise to me that you're not going to drive. Heed my warning. You will not get another one. Do you understand? We're going to reset your cases to give you time to work these cases out with your lawyer. Martin, I saw that you were working over there, but at that speed, I don't care where they're going. I don't care what they need to do in life. My only concern is the protection of the highways in Houston. And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person. If you want to race, there are places designated in Houston for you to do it. On the Sam Houston Tollway, on 610, on 59. That's not the proper place. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, come on. Hey, are you ready?
I got
Yeah.
a handful of stuff. One of them is a plea, English plea. So if you want to take care of that one, he speaks English. The other ones are
They're
Spanish.
busy, so let's do your other stuff.
Bloody hell, it's an English plea.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
One is an arraignment, but it's Spanish. Guevara. Guevara, Guevara.
Okay, you said Guevara, right?
Yes.
Okay. Jose,
Jose Lorenzo Guevara.
is a new case?
New case.
Translated?
Yes.
Don't have one. Hey, Victoria,
Yes,
do you mind calling out Luis?
yes, I already did. You said 10 minutes. Now it's like 5.
Okay, Marcos has an arraignment. What else you got?
I've got, they're Spanish though. Another one is Ronaldo Perez.
Ronaldo, okay.
Yeah, so, I represent him on the theft case, but while he was on bond, he picked up, misdemeanor and a felony.
Where is he?
He's here now. He already got taken in, Judge. You already took him in a while ago. He posted bond. He's back for the first time again.
September 17th. Go ahead and sign it.
So he says he hasn't hired us on the new misdemeanor or the felony yet.
Okay,
So I talked to Victoria. We're gonna reset him to 8/15, which is 3 days after the felony, just to see what's gonna happen on the felony. And I don't know, what else you
you
needed.
have a Texas driver license?
I don't know.
Because I need to do a no driving
think so.
affidavit to make sure if he doesn't have a license. Can you bring him up?
I can find out, but he's here. Absolutely. He's Spanish.
Oh, okay, so let's wait for Luis.
Yes. And then my other one, I've got 2 pleas, one Spanish plea, the other one's English.
Let's do the English one then.
Want to do the English one? Okay. Is Juan Garcia? Garcia.
Okay, so what are we doing? What are we time served?
This is a time served, Judge, yes.
3-1?
Yes, Judge, no, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Garcia. Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, There are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. This charge will go on your record. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any cases you pick up. Do you understand? Are you a citizen of the United States? Are you in this country with or without permission?
He's a lawful permanent resident.
Okay, just because you're an LPR doesn't mean you're a citizen. They can always revoke that permission. The more criminal cases you get, the more likelihood you have of that happening. Do you understand? How do you plead to this offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, send it to the agreement. We'll have you see the clerk, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. So I guess Luis just walked up, Judge. So.
Okay, see, let's do
The arraignment or?
hi, Luis, you ready? Come on up. This is Guevara.
Yes. Jose Guevara? Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Guevara. Yes, sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On July 15, 2024, at approximately 12:19 a.m., officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle after light. Officers made contact with the driver, who was identified by his El Salvador passport. Officers observed red, bloodshot, glossy eyes. When he stepped out of the vehicle, the defendant was swaying, staggering, and had to lean on the patrol unit to maintain his balance. The officers also detected a strong odor of alcohol on his person, and the defendant admitted to drinking 60 beers at Ojos Locos. Standard field sobriety test was conducted. HGN was a 6 of 6, walk and turn 4 of 8, and one leg stand was a 2 of 4. DIC was read, the defendant refused breath, a blood warrant was executed, and blood was drawn.
Ready to be iced?
There's nothing in his criminal history, and I think it's because he's not arrested.
Mr. Guevara, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
No, I don't have permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
I don't know.
Immigration will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck in jail until this case is over with. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate the conditions I put on you now. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you're going. You do not have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive.
No,
I am
can't
making that
say
a condition of
this
your bond. You will be signing today a promise with me. You are not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life, Mr. Guevara. Do not drive. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you consume alcohol or drugs, likewise, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You are playing Russian roulette with your life, Mr. Guevara. The next time you go to jail, you may not get out for a year. If you don't want that to happen, don't endanger my public. Don't consume, don't drive. You have a lawyer. Listen to Marcos. He will help you. Take this warning any way you want, but you will not get another warning from me. I'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I'll get you to Victoria, where we will have you sign a reset. Then you will get with trace for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go.
Okay.
That way. And then you,
I still have.
yeah, we'll do your plea now.
Yes.
Can we just do a Spanish plea now? Hey, come on up. I didn't get a chance to do it. I had a death in the family this weekend.
So sorry, Joe.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm gonna go here in about an hour to a funeral, so I'll have a decision reached by tomorrow though. Okay, if you just reach out to Mr.
The court
Wells.
needs more time. We're on the court schedule. I mean,
I don't know.
You deal with what you need to do with Judge. Sure.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna leave here in about an hour to go to the kid. So,
I don't think we're only getting tomorrow.
I'll just give it, worry about it. Judge, what about Friday?
Vic, are you okay with Friday or you want to do Thursday? Okay, let's do Thursday, huh? Is that okay? Sorry, and just reach out to Mr. Wells, please let him know. Yeah? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, for sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry about it. Herman, just give me a second. I'm gonna do this plea real quick and then I'll. Luis, you ready? Okay.
My plea, Judge. Jonathan Lopez.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Ok, escucha al juez, el patrón y todo, ok? Pero mirar al juez nomás, ok?
Mr. Lopez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What are we doing? 3-1, same thing. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. Understand, Mr. Lopez, this charge will go on your record. From now on, what we are doing, if you ever pick up another DWI, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. And if you're not smart enough to consider how to get home on a night of drinking, we are going to punish you with a ton of jail time. And if you're not in this country with permission and you do any kind of serious jail time, you will be stuck in jail for the next year. Do you understand? You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never come back and change this. And I didn't know what was going to happen with immigration. Once you plead guilty, you can never change it. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving?
And he's on point too. Like he's not distracted. He's on point. He's doing his job perfectly.
While intoxicated, guilty or not guilty? Did you understand anything that just happened just now?
Yes.
Do you know what you're doing right now?
I kind of
What
like
are you
his
doing?
shirt. I can't help it. I like what I like.
Pleading guilty?
Good. What kind of time will you be facing if you pick up another DWI?
Tiempo se enfrenta si usted tiene otro caso de intoxicado.
Deportación. What kind of time will you be facing as a minimum if you pick up another DWI?
Six months?
A minimum of 30 days in jail. The plea that we are doing today will not happen again. Do you understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense?
Declaro acusación. Guilty.
I will find you guilty. Sentence you to the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive, otherwise you will be back here. Do you understand? All right. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Judge.
That's it?
Let's have that one. Yeah, hablamos afuera. The one judge, Mr. Perez, Ronaldo Perez, who
Oh,
I'm
that's
only
right.
I'm on his step case.
Ronaldo
Shady
Perez,
Maple.
come on.
Shady Maple is the famous Amish buffet. Well, I mean, there's a couple of them, but Shady Maple is the best. It's in Blue Ball. It's in Blue Ball, which is in Lancaster County, but not in Lancaster City. And it's so good. Like home cooked food. And you go buffets and it's, frozen, refried, blah, blah, blah. No, those Amish ladies are back there cooking this and making those biscuits and, it's really good. It's so good.
Well, hey, Luis, one more thing. And then I don't know, you maybe need it elsewhere too. I will not put up with any more cases. You pick up another case, I will revoke all these bonds and I will triple, if not quadruple them. Your bond's at 15,000 now. I will triple, if not quadruple them if you pick up another case. Do you understand? Whatever you're doing in life, whatever decisions you're making now, do the opposite, because what you're doing now is not working. Do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today. If anything in this life you get from me today, do not drive. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing 6 months in jail every time you drive. It's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand? Like I said,
Same here,
you've picked up
Rebecca.
3 cases
Same
now.
here.
Whatever your thinking is, when you walk out these doors, do the opposite. Because I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the public.
You don't know.
So you want us to set you for after the felony case?
I
After the felony case?
she's gonna reset it to 8:15.
Yeah, I mean, they're not old, so yeah,
Correct, and
for
the
sure.
felony's on 8:12.
Yeah, okay, we got you. Thanks, Mark.
Appreciate it.
All right. I just a no driving affidavit unless state wants something else. I don't know. Where's the theft?
It was, that was.
From Sam's Club.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have bond conditions, no going to Sam's? This is the one where he allegedly is using someone else's credit card to get like a PS5 and then he gets, or an iPad or something like that, right?
Don't do that, people. Don't do that.
Okay, so I have conditions in here. So Marcos, I already have conditions in here, state's bond conditions, we'll have them sign it. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond, do not go to any Sam's Club and you're not allowed to go to any Walmart. Do you understand? You walk into a Sam's, you walk into a Walmart, I'm gonna revoke all your bonds. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
For sure. I'm gonna need you to print, like, so, hey, he needs to go back to sign, right? I can't amend it to sign or do anything for some reason. So, oh yeah, if you could put the state's motion for bond conditions on the theft case, put it back in the queue, please. All right, Herman.
Ronaldo first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Mr. Damien, he has a TRAS set for today. Hopefully they can take him.
Last name is Damien?
Yes, sir. Jacob, first name.
Hey, Toria, what do you say? No, it's paid top of 7.
So we still have quite a few arraignments.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it next.
I'm sorry, I wasn't aware.
It's okay.
And he's here, Judge, as per the court's request.
Can we send him for a T-Rads now?
I think he has a scheduled one if they, yeah.
I can send him for a walk.
Yeah, we can do that for you now.
Oh, 7:29, okay, yeah. So that's good.
He's here. Why don't we just send him
Yeah, of
now?
course.
Yeah, for sure. And then we'll just set you off a couple weeks. For sure. Counsel, do you have an arraignment? Okay, come on. Who's your client? I see it. Okay. Adan Vides, come up.
Oh.
Pay top of 1. How do you want me to do the mission? You want me to, did you print it out and then I can sign it or what?
He's asking the
Okay.
trainee.
Are you
let's
Adon Vides? Sir, you were charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On July 14th, 2024,
hold on. Do you know who's sitting on the? So there's the judge and there's the trainee. Melissa, I don't see. Stephen, I don't see. But I can't see that second seat. Does anybody know if Stephen is beside him? He can't be there all by himself. He's the trainee. Victoria's more over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? There. We'll see if Judge gets his paperwork.
officers were dispatched to a criminal mischief call in progress. Complainant stated the defendant and her were in a prior dating relationship and have children together.
Right.
This complainant stated she came to the location to pick up her children, and when the defendant finally came outside, he went after her and she went inside of her vehicle. The complainant stated the defendant tried to pull on her vehicle door, but she locked it from the inside. The defendant then broke her vehicle's driver's side window and shattered it by hitting the window with his hands. The approximate damage was $500 to her window, and the complainant wants to. The complainant also stated the defendant was intoxicated and he hurt his hand when he broke the vehicle window. The defendant had visible open cuts with blood on his hands. The complainant's vehicle also had blood drops near the shattered window. The defendant stated he did break the complainant's window.
Okay. Mr. Adan Vides, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand, sir? Okay. Does she want contact with him or not?
I'm not sure.
Counsel, do you know? You know, the RIP's not been done?
Oh, actually, Logan spoke with her and she does not, she doesn't need no contact, so.
She doesn't need no contact. Yeah, she needs contact with him. He's got to pay for her window. He's got to pay twice for the blood cleaning out.
Because they have 2 children together.
Does she want contact with him or not? Adan Vides, ADAN.
Yeah, to the probes.
But she didn't need the contact with you, right? She just wanted him to leave her alone and.
She does want him to leave her alone?
Yes, but she doesn't want to contact us. They share children, just to try to harass him.
Got it. Mr. Vides, I'm going to order you as a condition of your bond not to have any threatening or harassing contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of any weapons. Are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail? Think about it. What happens if you go to jail?
I lose my family and my kids.
Oh, sure, but why?
Being irresponsible?
Because immigration will put a detainer on you. You will sit in jail until immigration is done with you. Just to get a hearing in front of an immigration judge will take you 6 to 9 months, and for them to rule on it. You sit in jail the entire time, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. And that's after this case is over. So if you don't want that to happen, don't violate the laws of this state and don't endanger my public. You violate the laws, I'm gonna do that to you. And if you're unlucky enough, the next time you go to jail, you're gonna be there for an extremely long time. Do you understand? I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll meet with Tracy for your bond conditions. Behave yourself while you're in the free world. If you don't, I will take the free world away from you, sir. Come on. Thank you, sir. So no contact, no weapons. I'm sorry, no threatening or harassing. Was one done?
Got rid of her.
All right, come up. One more thing, sir, come on up. One more thing. I need to do one more thing.
Oh, wait, they're right there.
I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Mercedes Guadalupe Hernandez Vides as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon. This usually comes with a residential restriction. I will take it off for now, but understand, get to know this protective order, because if you violate it, the state can and will file an additional case against you. And it's one of the worst cases you could pick up here. We will have you come up here, sign this, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Thanks.
Right, Judge, another Spanish arraignment. Page 33, Ventura Lopez.
Mr. Ventura, do you have a lawyer today? Take your seat for me in the jury box. Okay, thank you.
That was the last suspension. Next, Judge, is page 2. Amazon, come on up. Amazon Lonnie Wayne. Okay, Judge, we'll stick that one.
You're removing the house restriction, right?
Yeah.
Melissa.
All right, Judge, page 8, Davis. Yasmin.
Top or bottom of 8? All right, come up, ma'am. Are you Anissa Davis?
Yes.
Ma'am, do you have a lawyer today?
No.
What are you doing about that? So you've missed court once. They gave you another PR bond. It's not going to happen again. If you miss court again, I will revoke your bond. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? Okay, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, man. Okay.
On May 20th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle with obscured temporary Texas tag. Upon the vehicle stopping, officers made contact with the driver, who was identified and later arrested for tampering. The defendant was a passenger and grabbed a black backpack and exited the vehicle. The defendant stated the backpack was hers and it contained her clothes. Officers requested the defendant to open the bag and observed a plastic jar containing 0.26 ounces of a green leafy substance, which he recognizes to be marijuana. The defendant also had a paper bag which contained a clear plastic bag containing 0.73 ounces of marijuana, 80.2 grams THC peach gummies, and 42.3 grams of THC peanut butter cookies, and 47.5 grams THC goldfish crackers, and 75.5 grams.
Goldfish? They put it in goldfish now? Holy moly. I mean, what else are they going to put it in? I mean, really?
And then 75.5 grams of THC oil and 0.5
Holy moly,
ounces
it's
of
got like a very, I mean, like a pharmacy over here. What else?
and 0.5 ounces of pre-rolled marijuana. The total weight of the marijuana was 1.49 ounces.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you?
24 as of yesterday.
What are you doing? Guys, keep it down, please. What are you doing in life? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I don't know what you're doing, but you have a 10-month-old baby. I don't know what you're putting into your body, but understand, ma'am, that that can affect the baby if you are nursing or if you're doing anything like that to the baby. So I am now making it a condition do not use. And the problem is you've picked up this case now. CPS gets wind of it. It's not going to go well for you. It's when they get involved in these types of cases, I mean, it goes downhill real quick. You need to be careful. So what do? Do you work?
Scary.
Okay, from
Apple, I was a technical support agent.
and what happened with it?
I moved, I ended up having to move, and because of the circumstances of my moving, I was not able to keep the job.
Are you new here to Houston?
No, I've been here since I was 9.
Okay, so you moved from one place to the other.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Okay, so how are you supporting yourself now?
I do nails. I'm a self-taught nail tech. So I do nails on the side, and then I make plates and stuff.
Okay, is that a steady income? Do you have? No?
As of right now, yeah, it helps.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to apply for court-appointed lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me see. All right. Hey, Vic, can you reach out to the MAC for Miss Davis here? Like I said, I'm going to test you 31 days from today. I'm bringing you back in 31 days. If you test positive, that tells me that you've continued to consume marijuana, and it's not going to go well for you. If you catch my drift, don't use anymore. Do you understand? So let's bring it back again in 31 to test her. For now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take your seat in the jury box while we try to find your lawyer, man, okay? Well, first, I'm gonna have you sign a reset, but do not leave until we have you speak to lawyer, okay?
All right, Judge, page 11, Everett, Zachary, come on up. Judge, can you send them over?
Yeah.
It's over here.
Man, they're all rock hard now.
Oh, you left them open?
I don't know. Someone else opened it.
So the rest of us.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Gary. I talked, Jill is not substantive on the case. This is where he lives and his girlfriend.
Wait. Who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought-
It's okay.
Zachary Everett.
Everett? Is this a new case?
Yes, sir. And it's a family violence one. That's why I was waiting.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's do PC first.
Yeah.
I don't even.
That's right.
Mr. Everett, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay. Ms. Garza, what happened?
On July 15th, 2024, the complaining witness, who is the girlfriend of the defendant, and a witness who is a sister of the complaining witness are trying to take the defendant's car keys from their nightstand to get the witness's car keys out of the defendant's vehicle. The defendant saw the complaining witness take his keys and became upset, throwing her into the south upstairs bedroom wall by her neck and hit her in the face. The witness watched this happen, so she jumped on the defendant to help the complaining witness. As a result, the defendant threw the witness into the TV within the bedroom. When the complaining witness saw the defendant push the witness into the TV, she grabbed him by the shirt to get him off of her. And the complaining witness stated she didn't initially feel pain, but after getting her injuries photographed, she changed it to a 1 out of 10 on a pain scale. The complaining witness does not want to pursue charges. The complaining witness' top and bottom lip were covered in dried blood, with her top lip being cut and bruised. There was an abrasion on her left forearm and a bruise on the complaining witness's right arm bicep. The witness obtained a raised bruise on her lower back with an abrasion on top of the bruise.
Any prior assaults, anything like that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Everett, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies Tiffany Blair Scales as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You don't stalk, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of 200 Water Street Apartment 8106. And I take it that's what you're giving me here.
He lives there as a solo occupant, and she lives in Texas City with her grandmother. She came to the courthouse if you needed to talk to her, but
Is she here now?
yes, sir. She's outside. They came.
You guys want to do a rip?
That's what I was gonna do prior. That's
Yeah,
fine.
thank you for doing that. I mean, and then depending on what she wants, we'll tailor the bond conditions.
I was gonna wait.
So I am entering this order for protection. Everything in this order are things you shouldn't do anyways. If you do something to violate this court order, the state can and will file a violation against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. For now, I will take off the residential restriction, but everything else stays intact. Logan, do you want to go out and try to get the rip done? You mind?
It's a DV case, but we'll ask it for condition purposes at least.
Yeah, okay. I just want to know what her position is and if she wants to have contact with him. If she does want to have contact with you, I'm ordering you not to have any threatening or harassing contact with her. Do you understand? And I don't know what kind of relationship you have with her. If you guys are two guys that are constantly butting heads, constantly billy goats going at it, who's going to be on the losing end if she calls and say, hey, he's harassing me? Who's going to be on the losing end? Right. So be careful. A lot of people in this life, they're vindictive people. They're mean. They're just, I don't know who this is. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Understand? You don't have to.
That's fair.
I'm just telling you to be careful because there's a lot of vindictive people out there, right? That's it. So I'll have you come up here, sign everything that we need you to sign. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive.
I wouldn't press charges either. I don't see the need to bring the police into this. I mean, they're going to have to call the police when I'm done. Could you imagine that little boy trying to come at you? Come on, girls. Get better.
Your parents, you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Russo. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells you that you're playing games, if you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, I will issue a warrant. So no new cases, be nice and stay in contact. Okay? All right. Thanks. Thanks.
All right, Judge, next is page 16, Harris. Keisha, come on up.
Are you Lakeisha Harris? Ms. Harris, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
On January 1st, 2024, officers were dispatched to a criminal mischief call. The witness is married to the complaining witness and has been secretly seeing the defendant for 5 years and recently found out they have a child together. The witness broke up with the defendant, but the defendant continues to reach out and has resorted to showing up at the complaining witness and witness's home within the prior days of the incident. On the day of the incident, the defendant was kicking and banging on their front door, yelling, and took the plastic vase to a child's seat from her vehicle and threw it at the complaining witness's car 2 times, causing dents and scratches. The complaining witness stated she watched the defendant from her kitchen window damage her vehicle, and the defendant continued to drive around the home, several times during the day and messaged the witness while the officers were at the residence to take the report and stated she could see the police at the location. The complainant stated the damage to her vehicle is approximately $2,500.
Okay. So do you have the rip done? Do we know whether the complaining witness wants to have contact or not?
Because this was originally filed as a felony, so let me check the felony case.
Really?
I think the damage amount.
Oh, hey, yeah, Pavel. This is Miss Harris, Lakeisha Harris. Looks like they initially filed it as a felony. Looks like, are they going to dismiss it and?
Yes, the felony we filed as a misdemeanor.
Right, again.
Because of the amount.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. You understand, ma'am? If you violate these conditions, a warrant for your arrest will be issued. You will not get any more PR bonds. Tell me, what do you do for a living?
Just a cashier, Lucas.
What kind of income do you have?
I work. That's it.
Would you like me to provide you with a lawyer?
Please, thank you.
Okay. Do you guys want to mow up or anything?
It's an appropriate Mischief case, but we'll file a no contact, no weapons. That was what was requested of the court.
Was it filed as a family member or no?
No, this is a criminal mischief. Don't allow Lakeisha Harris.
Yeah.
Yes, criminal mischief.
So remember, ma'am, no contact, no weapons. We'll have you speak to a lawyer today. For now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria Center, reset. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign the bond conditions. Otherwise, we will issue a warrant. Okay? Please. Oh, good.
They spoke to the plain witness and no harassing or threatening.
Okay.
The address that was on file is.
Yeah, so if you guys can file that then, right? Sure, thank you. Commissioner Moody.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Oh, hold on a second. Deputy, on the sound bar, way on the end, there's a button to turn it on. Do you mind turning on the button?
Moody didn't make it through all the books.
Just one time, touch it. Are you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How can we help you?
This morning I have Ms. Chun Feng Yan and the ADA and I had an agreement for her to complete the PA 180 program. And she had her interview on Friday and she's still on the docket. We're waiting for that to be reported and for the ADA to dismiss the case.
What was the last name?
Yan, Y-A-N.
Got it. What would you like us to do? Do you need a reset?
If it hasn't been, it was not dismissed as last time I checked. So yes, a reset while we're waiting for that dismissal would be great.
Are you prepared to dismiss it? Yan.
Yeah.
Yan. She went to the interview, you said, right?
Yes, Your Honor, on Friday.
Yeah, it should be ready then.
Okay. Hold on.
You're going to dismiss it now, Mr. Moody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, take care.
You as well. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Are you the one to be this?
I think legal fiction is late.
Come up, Mr. Koopa.
to you.
Got it, thank you.
How was jail? You want to go back? What do you have to do to not go back?
Stay sober.
Good. I'm not asking for much. Just telling you, don't get high. Don't use alcohol. That's all we're saying. Do you understand? So I'm going to test him in a couple weeks. We will do the same thing. If you test positive again, you know what's going to happen. Okay? Thank you, ma'am.
I was like 2 minutes off.
Is there someone out there? Is that out there?
Hi, legal.
So hey, let's bring him back in 30 days to test him. I will bring you back in 30 days. I'm gonna test you again. Okay, well, we can bring him up. All right. Okay, we'll have you sign a reset. Stay out of trouble. You know what's expected of you. Okay, Mr. Cooper. Thanks, sir. You okay? Okay.
Legal 2 minutes ago, I said, I think legal fiction's late.
I have a request to release probation files for a client. He was back on probation in 2008 for a
You
year.
picked up a murder case?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
Let me see. Who is it?
His
What's the cause number?
1804414.
Okay, that's an awesome icon.
Wow, he picked up a murder case. What the
He was on
hell?
probation a long time ago.
With us?
Mhm. I looked at his
And
file.
they want his probation records from a suspended license case?
He was on probation for assault and then he absconded. It looks like his behavior was escalated. Because it went from assault to the aggravated sexual assault to now the murder.
Wow. Crazy.
He absconded.
Yeah, so we had him in 10 for the assault, and then he picks up 3 different sexual assaults of a child under 14 and 16, and now,
I think he's in jail right now too. So I don't know if they just.
yeah, he's in custody and no bond on the murder. It looks like the murder was from January of last year.
I think they just found like he was being negative.
I haven't. I said,
Side's fishing for answers.
I had one. My very first evaluation was reporting, so the chief that I figured it out. Yeah, he was good. I was on. Moving on.
I for Mr. Orchestra.
Page 48, last.
20 years it took, because this murder happened at the same time as our case. What's the last one?
West. Page 48.
Good morning, Mr. West. Pretty good, sir. You're charged with failure to identify oneself to a peace officer as a fugitive from justice, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. What are we doing today?
We're doing time service.
All right. Is this what you want to do, Mr. West?
Yes, sir.
You must understand that this charge is going to go on your record. It's going to be there forever. You can never take it off. The other thing you must understand is from now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any further cases that you pick up. So be careful. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement,
That is so
you can never change
sad.
this or undo
Oh.
this. Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense, or guilt or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement, which is, what is it? 3 days in jail, credit for the 3 days that you've done. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks. Where's that yelling?
Grab. It's delicious. It's delicious. Put it in butter.
Arraignment showed up. Page 2.
Do we need to call additional deputies? I mean, what?
No, Meadow. No.
Judge, page 2.
Okay.
Please, simple arraignment.
Lonnie Emerson, come up. Sir, around that way, please.
I'm so sorry. Fuzzy, thank you so much. I can't wait to see who gets it.
Come up, sir, right up here.
I have a lawyer, but I haven't seen him this morning yet.
Yeah, he's always running late. Don't worry. It's normal. We're not going to do anything that I wouldn't do if my mother were right here as well. All we're going to do is probable cause. Sir, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the gun case, you're facing up to a year in jail, and on the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you. Okay.
On July 14th, 2024, an officer was dispatched to a 7-Eleven regarding a possible DWI after a witness reported seeing the defendant and a red Mercedes pulling into a parking spot in front of the store, and the driver was heavily stumbling out of the vehicle. The caller provided a description of the defendant, and officers located the vehicle that was described. And upon entering the store, the officers encountered a male matching the description, stumbling out of the restroom. Officers observed the defendant to have red, wet, glossy, bloodshot eyes, slurred, thick and slow speech, and heavily staggering step while walking. The defendant confirmed that he was driving the red Mercedes and drove to the 7-Eleven. He stated that he had consumed 2 or 3 beers and repeatedly stated that the drugs he was on had him feeling really bad. Standard field sobriety test was conducted. While administering the HGN, the defendant was unable to hold his head still, nor was able to keep focus on the stimulus. He was reminded several times about each. After several attempts to administer the test, the defendant's inability to follow instructions, officers had to move on to the next test, so no clues were able to be observed. On the walk and turn, while explaining and demonstrating the starting position, the defendant began walking without being instructed several times. Additionally, the defendant was unable to maintain the starting position, stumbling to either side several times, nearly falling. After several attempts to administer the test, the defendant's inability to keep his balance without falling, officers decided to stop administering standard field sobriety testing. Defendant was asked on a 0 to 10 how intoxicated he was. The defendant stated a 5 or 6. Then when asked if he would feel comfortable driving a school bus full of children, he stated no. DIC was read, breath was refused, and a blood warrant was obtained and blood was drawn. While performing an inventory search, officers discovered a loaded .40 caliber Smith & Wesson M&P handgun on the passenger floorboard.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
Can you run his license, please? It is, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you have alcohol in your system or any kind of drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You
Which drugs
understand?
I take are prescribed illegal drugs.
I don't know what you're taking.
Yes, sir.
Just if you're taking something that's illegal, I'm going to put you in jail, right? There's meth is not prescribed, you know, cocaine is not prescribed. So understand, I don't know what you're taking. I don't know if you have a drug problem. Just be careful.
Anxiety.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Tracy for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll just be free to wait for your lawyer back. Okay? All right, sir. Thanks.
But you want to start with the case?
Oh, yeah, we haven't,
Go ahead and sign.
yeah.
Judge, page 9, Dockery, come on up.
He looks like he wants to say something so badly.
Come on up, sir. Mr. Dockery,
How you doing?
do you have a lawyer today? What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
I'm a floor tech at a nursing home. I'm like $9.50 an hour, sir. Not enough.
You know exactly how much money you make
me
to the
too.
penny, sir.
Rarely do I get
If
it.
you have a full-time job that pays you a salary, shh, how much money do you make a month?
$1,000, like 1,200, 1,280.
Okay, who do you live with?
My brother, now I'm living on the street. I'm trying to find somewhere to stay right now.
And why were you on the streets now?
I can't go to the place. You told me I can't go within 200.
Oh, I don't know. You charged with assault. I don't know who the alleged complaining witness is, so.
Last time I was trying to tell you what
All right,
happened.
I'm not gonna talk about the case.
Talk about it. So
Okay.
I've been homeless. Whatever money I do make, I pay that to try to stay at a hotel room. I borrow some clothes from somebody to come to court. I'm just trying to. That's all.
Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
I for one, you told me I couldn't have one.
Well, let me see. Did you put how much that you made a lot of money? The only reason that we would deny someone is if they come up and they say that they make a ton of money.
Maybe when they asked me the last time, I made $950. And when I came in,
So let's do this. I don't have an application on file. I'll have you fill out one now. I'll take a look at it and we'll see whether you qualify. Okay? What's the problem?
I don't know why I'm even here.
You're charged with assault. You're facing a year in jail. You know why you're here. I'm giving you the opportunity to fill out an application for a lawyer. That's it. Just fill out the application. I will take a look at it. And if you qualify, we'll give you a lawyer today. It's as simple as that.
Is he getting a lawyer? Is he gonna
Really?
get a lawyer?
Okay, deputy, do you mind giving her an application? It should be right here. Right, there you go. All right, I'm gonna give you an application. We'll just have you fill it out in the jury box and then I'll take a look at it when you're done.
It looks like he borrowed my blazer. Where did it get to Texas?
Mr. Docker, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I mean, we're not pulling your leg here. Really, if you don't want to apply, then you're welcome to just go. And you can find a lawyer yourself. Really, these are the things that we have to do for every single person that wants an appointed lawyer. They all fill out an application.
Cars, sir.
Really?
That other girl was from Mona. I was wrong.
The next one, Judge, is page 13. Page 13, Garcia, Roberto.
Come up, sir. Good morning. You have a lawyer? What are you doing about that, sir? Do you have a lawyer today? What are you doing about that? What do you do for a living, sir?
Drive a truck to delivery construction.
Okay, so you're a truck driver. Truck drivers make good money, sir.
Well, if I work for a dump truck and a company, if it rains, we don't work. So basically, I haven't been out of job probably like 4 of these weeks, maybe working 2 or 3 days.
How much money do you make a month, sir?
A month, probably like.
Pavel, this is a theft by check.
Thanks, whatever.
How much does he owe?
$358.96.
This is Garcia. Did you do, if restitution is made?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a pink sheet right here. Restitution is made. You can have the 12-4 with the cashier's check or money order.
If you pay restitution, they will dismiss the case against you. What's the total amount of restitution?
$358.96.
It's $358 and change. Is that something that you're able to do? Okay. I guess let's just have him talk to someone today. Okay, so I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then we'll just have you take a seat in the jury box, and I'll have you talk to here someone shortly. Okay, come on.
So expensive. It is so expensive. Ugh.
Mr. White, come on up.
Honor, I have Raul Vasquez on the docket.
Okay.
Today's the day he's supposed to enter PTI, Judge. He's also supposed to be at court. I can't get a hold of him. He has not yet shown up today. The only thing I need from him is proof that he went and picked up his portable and he's good to go. But like I said.
If you want, I can set up for bond forfeiture later this week.
Okay, Judge, that'll work.
You know, but that'll be the last reset.
Understood.
Yeah, okay. So, bottom of 32, SFBF sometime, whatever day he wants, later this week. Any day but Friday.
This person brought her application back, but
All right, Judge, next is page 14, Guerra, Roberto, come on up.
Mr. Guerra, do you have a lawyer today? What's that? Why is that?
I've been making money, Judge. I made probably like $400 this month and maybe $2,000 last month. I own a wholesale company and business has been good. Right now, like I said, I made about 400 this month and last
The entire month? The entire month you made $400?
Yeah. You told me I couldn't drive my vehicle, so I haven't been driving my truck. And
I remember this case. You were going, what, like 120, something like this? What kind of car was he driving?
it was,
Is it a BMW or Mercedes, something like that?
It was a pickup truck.
Who do you live with, Mr. Guerra?
grandma.
Do you pay any rent for your grandmother?
I do. I paid a lot in water rent.
You pay light and water. Okay. So tell me why you can't afford a lawyer then? If you're paying no rent.
Business is slow. Yeah, I'll pay probably what I made this month, sir.
I don't make a lot of money. The Biden administration has my business pretty slow right now. I have an entertainment business. I don't have a commodity, right? I don't sell food or gas or anything like that. I move pool tables and I haven't been making money. That's just the honest truth. I don't have a lot of business right now. My business isn't going too good right now.
Well, I'll have you fill out an application. Remember, you're gonna swear to this document. Don't lie. Be completely honest. I need to know everything about you, how many cars you own, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs, anything that you have that's of value. I need to know what it is. Do you understand? Okay. Do you mind giving an application?
Count the eggs in his refrigerator because eggs are really expensive, and he could probably afford a lawyer if he sells those.
All right, Judge, next one is page 16, Arden Bianca, come on up. Just a second.
Hey, Vic, can you also appoint a lawyer to the gentleman that we put in that jury box?
Yes, I did.
You did? Okay, good.
Sign for your receptionist.
Good morning, Ms. Harden. Do you have a lawyer today?
I hired a lawyer, Mr. Mac Miller. I'm waiting to hire him. He should be hired within a couple days. I think he's out of town.
Okay, that sounds like a lawyer, doesn't it? Call Mac Miller. DUI, no problem. Call Mac Miller. I should be his PR guy.
Time?
Yes.
All right, I can give you some more time if you want. So we'll give you 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll do that. Hey, Vic, 3 weeks THA, please. All right, we'll have you go that way. Good luck, man.
All right,
See you in
thank
a couple weeks. Several weeks.
7 weeks.
Several. Couple is 2, several is 3.
And Judge, bi-weekly, twice a week, or every other week?
I mean, really. Semantics?
Judge, the next one is page 17, set for arraignment. Hernandez, Eliza.
So.
All right, Judge, next is page 18, Jones, Armand.
Mr. Jones, do you have a lawyer today?
I have my felony lawyer. I'll go to court tomorrow. The same one that's doing my felony, he can make it today. He's going to take up on my misdemeanor.
Okay.
I have to make a payment today if I leave here.
I'm going to set you off like a week.
Do for me.
Done. All right. See you in 2 weeks. Good.
All right, Judge, page 19, Leon Ernesto, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Leon.
Good morning, Your Honor.
You have a lawyer today?
No, sir.
What do you think about that?
I called around 5 different law firms, so they were kind of expensive, and I was hoping to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. I'm a tattoo artist. I work at a tattoo shop.
How much money do you make a month?
Between 800 and 1,200 on average.
Who do you live with?
My parents.
With your parents?
Yes, sir, I do.
How much do you pay in rent?
400 a month.
Okay, so your only expenses are $400. What else you got?
I pay the light bill every other month.
$50. So tell me why you can't afford a lawyer. You have about $1,000 to spare.
Did he just say the light bill was $50? In what country is the light bill $50? Is he talking about for one day? Okay. $50? Judge.
I don't give out lawyers like it's candy on Halloween. I don't do it. I expect you to pull your weight, you know? So when you're living with them, you have money. And I'm willing to give you time, you know? Like anything in life, you can't spend beyond your means. When you go buy a car, you don't go to a Ferrari dealership, you don't go to Lamborghini, you don't go to Aston Martin, you go to Toyota, you know, Honda, what you can afford. Same thing with a lawyer. There are a gajillion lawyers out there, plus one. It's a matter of you finding one that fits with your style, that you mesh well with, 99% of them will put you on a payment plan where you pay as you go. You pay a couple $100 a month and they'll represent you. But it's a matter of finding the right one. Just because you call 5, that's not enough. You got to call more. Because I'm telling you, there's a gajillion lawyers in Harris County. You have 5 million people, we probably have 50,000 lawyers. Minimum. So I can give you more time. You've only had, 30 days. Call around more.
Yes, sir.
See what you can do. All right? Come on.
Right this way. Judge
30 days.
21, top of page 11.
Mr. Lonnie Bonska, come on up.
All I can think about is the 80s Prel commercials for his hair. Prel.
Morning, sir. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that.
I have a lawyer, but I can't make the payments because
Are you high right now?
I'm irritated.
What?
I'm irritated. Because I work contacts. You can see there's one contact. I don't want to take it out.
How do I know that? I don't know you.
I used to wear I'm blind, so.
What do you do for a living, sir? You're an air traffic controller?
Aircraft refuel. Aircraft refueler.
Oh, aircraft refueler. How much money do you make a month? Okay. Do you have a lawyer today? Okay, it's time for you to find a lawyer, sir. I will give you more time. Did you hear what I told the other individual? Okay, same thing applies to you. You make a lot of money, which is great. It's a matter of you finding one that fits to you and negotiating with them. What's that look?
I have an affidavit. I don't know.
I'm not gonna talk about the case, just like everybody puts an affidavit out there. Everybody and their mom puts an affidavit out there. 25 years ago, it used to be worth something. Now, everybody does it. You know what I mean? So you need a lawyer. This has far-reaching implications to you and can totally devastate your life. You need a lawyer. You understand? Don't, when you take a half-ass approach to something in life, what do you get? A half-ass result, right? This is something that can completely derail your career. I promise you, especially with what you're doing, because they're going to find this and it's not going to go well. You know what I mean? Really. Okay. All right. Come on. Hey, Vic, I need to talk to you after this. Hey, Vela.
Judge is here to check in with you. He has trial scheduled for tomorrow.
Yes, Judge, I'm sorry. Just let me get to one room. I'm sorry.
Are you ready?
Yes, Judge, I'm announcing ready. My client's in custody.
Say that again?
My client is in custody, Judge. We're trying to get this as resolved as quickly as possible.
State ready?
It's DVD, Judge, and he said he was in trial.
That's true, Judge. Our DVD prosecutor is currently in trial.
I mean, is he actually in trial, or is he gonna pick a jury, or is he gonna?
No, he's picking a jury's back. He's in trial.
Okay, so let's just hold off and wait. Perhaps it'll cave through. Perhaps something will happen. Perhaps they'll plead at the last second,
I'll just email him and his chief and see.
We'll see where we're at. I'll order the panel for tomorrow, just to be on the safe side. He's in custody. I don't want to wait, you know. What other cases do we have, Ramona? Anyone else?
We have Luis Montez, and that's Jillian Hawkins. I've sent her an email for her to check in as well. Just waiting for her to check in.
Have you guys heard from Jillian? Do you know if she's ready or not? You don't know?
No, that's also not our case. That's also a DP case.
Okay. In custody as well?
I'm not sure.
Yes, Judge.
I know he's in custody. I thought he was in custody, but I haven't followed up. So,
Okay.
Judge, may I check in with you maybe 11:15 to just see if there's any update on this, or I can go in? I'm just about to finish up docket, whatever you prefer.
Mr. Vela?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will order a panel for you today.
Yes, sir.
On the safe side. And then we'll check in with Damien a little bit later.
Yes, sir.
I got to run now. I have to go to a funeral.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry about that. Yes, sir.
But do you mind ordering a panel at noon? What's the cause number?
250.
What is it?
250-1442.
Okay.
Thank you. Maybe excuse you right now.
At noon, ordering a panel, please, for that cause number. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Maybe excuse right now.
Gotcha. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, Lori, what you got?
Judge, I have Carlos Taylor. His felony case was moved to August the 21st. This is the guy who was in the hospital and we didn't know what was going to happen to him. I haven't heard what has happened.
Have you remained in contact with him or no?
He was sick on in a coma in ICU at the hospital. Gary must have filled us in and asked me to get the PR bond. So I've been in touch with Gary and he hasn't passed away, but I don't know what's happened to him.
So no one knows what's going on with him then?
Pretty much. Maybe the jail does, but they can't tell us because of HIPAA.
I don't think he's in custody, Lori.
Oh yeah, he's not in custody. Yeah, because they released him.
So hey, I'm gonna roll to tomorrow because I
Okay.
gotta do a deeper dive. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Vic. That's not good. No, if he doesn't know, then I'm gonna send him on his way. He's not figuring this out. This one I'll grant.
Can I have the mold? Did you sign it?
Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that.
I'm actually still looking for one. I wasn't.
It's okay. We can give you more time if you want more time. Yeah? Come on. We'll give you more time. Good luck. Owen. Come on up.
Yeah, approach your bench. Look, I have Mr. Gutierrez Galvan. Cristobal is back this morning. He has the SCRAM device and he turned up negative on the urine test that you ordered him to take on Friday.
Great. Okay, so we'll set him out.
And I know this because I talked with the pretrial officer and she confirmed that test was negative and that he has the device.
You said the last name is Gutierrez, right?
Gutierrez hyphen Galvan. First name is Cristobal.
So we'll give you a normal reset. Let's admonish him not to let this thing go dead. If it does, it's not going to go well.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Judge, may I approach again? One other issue. He now has two devices. He has a portable plus the SCRAM device. Can we do away with the portable since?
Sure. Yeah.
And that was it. The judge was off. Poor judge. I feel so bad for him. If you're here for the videos, they're done. It's all done. 2 hours of fun. Plus an extra bonus clip in the background. Right in the back of your head when you're trying to listen to, like, the main clip. It's, like, buzzing and you can't hear the main clip. But she cried. She cried a lot. And that's all that really happened. Her tears disappeared a lot, then they came back like magic. Who knows what's gonna happen to that guy, because although the husband is not on the protective order, the husband is a victim. And this guy did break into a window and was in there with them, but it was his own house. But he has a protection order against that house, so he did do that. And he still has to go to Florida to take care of that crime. I wonder if it's with his wife. I don't know if he has a wife. Legal. You gotta wake up pretty darn early in the morning to catch a live with me. The bad part about Legal coming in at the end every day is I see him in Judge Fleischer's stream. So he has already seen all this. He's watching again. He misses the good stuff at the beginning, but I can't switch it because a lot of people come at the end just to see Judge Fleischer. They know he's going to be at the end, and they don't wake up early enough. So I always put Judge Fleischer at the end. So I can't switch it. I can't go in Discord today. I have got to run. I'm already a little late, but that's all right. If they wanted me there on time, they should have told me an hour before. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you for the gifted memberships and the super stickers and just the tip. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I hope I can get to Georgia today for you guys. If not, maybe I'll get some Kentucky for Terry. Bye, guys. Have a great, great, great day. I'll see you soon. Behave. And thank you, mods. You're so great.